Hello, everyone. This is Yusuf Fidali from Media Mavericks. And first of all, good afternoon to everybody who's watching us live right now. We have decided to do this webinar for the benefit of all. I'm going to start with the quote by saying that behind every successful man, there is a woman. I don't know how many of our men believe in this, but I have to believe because this statement was told to me by my wife and she asked me to convey it online to you guys. Uh, I'm going to give a brief about myself. As you know, my name is Yusuf Fidali, and I am basically an NLP practitioner and a life coach. I have got 15 years of business experience. At the same time, for last 5 years, I've helped a lot of people set up their online business. But at the moment, this is not about me. We have got some wonderful people who are successful in their respective field. They are online with us right now. And we are going to talk to them. We are going to know about their journey towards their business and what all hardships they have faced and how they have become the person they are right now. So one by one, we are going to introduce our first guest speaker. That's okay. She has a long success story. She was basically living in Mumbai, and while during her college, this by the way, the story is very inspirational. During her college, she got a job as a substitute teacher, and suddenly she realized that she was really enjoying this work, and then she was being offered a job in the school where she started with the school set up in Dombivli, and they had just handful of students, so like around 7 students were there in first year, and she went down talking to the parents. She had done all the hardships and she managed to get 40 people on board, and then the school started running very successfully. And then she got married and she moved to Surat, and then from Surat she started pursuing her PhD in education, and then she started working as a principal in one of the schools, and again she became very successful, and then finally she started thinking about opening her own school. So quickly, I'm going to welcome Dr. Zainab Taha Najmi. Can we have Dr. Taha on the screen, please?
Hi. Hello, everyone.
Hi,
Glad to
Dr.
be
Zainab.
here.
How are you?
Hello. I'm
Yeah.
good. How are you?
I actually, have so many things about you in my hand right now. You are a PhD in education, you're MA in education, MA in social sciences. You have done master in computer, graphologist, director, principal, and owner of Seven Pillars Educational Institute. By the way, that is the school which I was talking about. That's her own. It is her dream come true. And she's also an NLP trainer. She's a story writer. And enough of me now. Over to you, Dr. Saab.
So, yes, my journey is too long. It's been 17 years in the field of education. Like Yusuf, I just said that I started from Mumbai and then got a chance to set up a school in Dombivli. The trust wanted me to start a school, and they had given me just these two flats, and they said that this is it. You have to start a school here. And for the sake of the trust, I really wanted, because the children were going out far away in other schools, and I wanted them to be a part of Imani schools. So I would used to, and along with my husband, of course, would used to load a truck, go to Mumbai, buy things from chalk to duster to what boards it would be, what books and what syllabus, and then get it back to Dombivli and set up on our own, find a carpenter and electrician and start that school. And once we started it, of course there were seven when they started. I had to convince parents that the school is going to be a very good one. So the little annual day we would do a grand annual day, a grand sports day, and call so many people around, and to show them that this is going to be a very, very good school, and convince them and counsel them. And then the next year it was 40, and then it grew, and now it's a huge school, of course. After I could set up that, we appointed a principal for that school, and then I moved on because I had to come back to Surat. And here I was a coordinator, and then I was a principal here in Madrasa Tayyibia. When I became a principal, I thought that this is it. Now I can change the education system, and I can change the way I want to educate children, and I can do what I want to do. But then you realize that even after being a principal, there were so many things I couldn't do. I had to follow the norms, and I was handcuffed with so many other things. I couldn't do exactly what I wanted to. And there I realized that I need to have a school of my own to do my own things. And again, that didn't just started. I wanted to move on and grow. I left my job there and did nothing for 6 months, just did nothing. And my husband would see me and he was like, he would give me time and space to just think. And I would be there doing nothing, doing household, getting involved into other things, I joined, of course, Al Jamiat Safia, which gave me all the positive vibes and inspiration. One fine day, I remember that in my bedroom, I told my husband that I want to start a school. And he said that, okay, then let's do it. I said, means? And he said, I was waiting for you to say this to me. And I knew that this is going to come up. And there we just googled a broker and we called a broker and we said ke हमको कुछ जगह देखना है. And then he said आप अभी आ जाओ, I'm standing in this villa which is very beautiful, you come and see. We didn't know him, and I just wore my rida and we just went there. And in villa, the place which I wanted to, because no pollution, very clean air, very beautiful place, posh area of Surat, good new Surat. And there again, this man came who was the owner of that villa. He was a Sindhi, and he said that he in fact came up with the keys. And when he met us, he gave us the keys and he said that education ke liye hai, padhne ke liye hai, then you take this, this is yours. And I can see the spark in this girl. And he gave me the keys, and the rent was also very. After all this, when we went from there, I told my husband that it cannot be that easy. I mean, itni jaldi ke mili jaye, how can you get a villa so fast? I just said it 1 hour ago that I want to start a school, and how can you get a villa in just that next hour?
And-
we must search for other schools.
And how old were you, if you don't mind me asking, when all this school part started?
It's about 3 years ago.
Wow, in
Just
3 years,
3 years ago.
you managed to get so many things. I'm going to ask a
Yes.
lot of questions I've got for you, Dr.
Yes.
Zainab. Meanwhile, I have to introduce other people as well.
Right.
Our next guest speaker we have, she is from Mumbai. She is an online diet clinic she has. It's called NutriAl, and she's very popular on social media. You can see her on a lot of platforms. She's always out there interacting with people. She has a lot of videos coming up. So without wasting further time, we're going to introduce Alifia Bol. Mrs. Alifia.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm fine. How's Mumbai right now during the lockdown?
Surprisingly, Mumbai is sleeping for a change.
Mumbai is sleeping. The city never sleeps. Slept finally.
Yes.
Mrs. Alifia, I have a lot of questions for you too. Meanwhile, we're going to introduce the other speakers as well. Then we're going to get back to you again with some interesting questions lined up for you.
Sure.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
So we have our next speaker. She was actually born in UAE. She has lived in Ras Al Khaimah, and right now she is in Marol, Mumbai. She's very famous. Before I talk about her, I would like to say that the only time when I wore rida is actually a traditional dress of a Bohra community, was when I was 4 years old, because we are 3 brothers and every mother wants a daughter, and my mom had a habit of making us wear this rida and get her all wishes come true. So but right now this particular person, she is very famous, she is very popular among all the rida sellers, and I can say that by far she's leading right now. We have Mrs. Maria Zaveri right now from MZ Ridas. Can we have Miss Maria Zaveri, please?
Hi.
Hi, Mrs. Maria. How are you? I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. So finally, people are seeing who's behind MZ Ridas. I'm sure people who know you, they know about you. Yeah.
Finally, yeah. Also, very interesting story you shared about wearing a rida. I have 2 boys and I don't plan to have any more children. So I think maybe I will also do the same with my boys one day.
Okay. Again, I also have a lot of questions for you. So now what we can do is we're going to introduce our last speaker, and then we're going to start the round of questions from our viewers. We have a lot of viewers asking questions also. We'll just see if the 4th person is ready right now. Okay, so let's start with the questions. I have my first question for Dr. Zainab. Dr. Zainab, can we have her on screen, please?
Yes.
Dr. Zainab, you were sharing your story, and I had to interrupt in between. But I would like to know that when you started your business, okay,
Yes.
as an independent director and the principal of 7 Pillars, what is the kind of mindset you have to start a business? What is the kind of a business owner thinks?
So when you're starting a business, you need to think. So every business owner believes in growth. When you feel that you are stagnant, and then you cannot sit and have a 9 to 5 hour job, and then say that one day I'm going to be a principal and one day I'm going to start a school. It's something that if you want to do it right now. Business owners are risk takers. You cannot say that what if I jump out of the well, there are monsters who will eat me up. What if I jump out of the well, there'll be fire and I'll get burnt off. So you need to change your what if into why not. Why not? Let's
Right.
do it. They are opportunity takers. They would grab every opportunity. And I would always say this one thing to myself, that ask for it. Sometimes we feel that how can I ask? Suitcase. What if I'm insulted? What if they say no? But if you don't ask, it is always a no. So it's good to ask someone for it, and you don't even know that the opportunity was waiting for you. Sometimes they say no, that no, you're too young for it, and we were searching for a matured people. But sometimes they said, oh, really, you wanted to do it? We thought you wouldn't. And ask for whatever you want to. Also, a business owner is a trustworthy owner. You cannot cheat your audience, you cannot cheat your customers, you cannot bluff. Whatever it is, you say the truth. Your trust will only get them back to you. I remember that when I started the school, and my school was not yet ready, and I saw that admissions are going on in all other schools, and I had to start an orientation. I called these parents to my school, and my school was not even painted. It was a rough, dry thing. And after the orientation, 47 of them took admission in my school. These 47 parents just took admission on the trust that what she's saying is true. We believe in her, rather than seeing the school. So your trust and your belief, the trust which you've maintained, the goodwill which you've maintained, will always come back to you. So this is one thing. Also, a business person is a visionary, but you have these short achievable goals. You of course have a big goal, and I'm going to have a big school in the whole world, but have those short achievable goals and short achievable visions. I can see till there, I'm going to achieve there, I'm going to reach there. And
Right.
once you reach, I always tell my teachers that pick up a star, put it on your shoulder, and pat yourself that you did a good job. People are not going to come and tell you that wow, kamal kidu. It's you feel good about yourself. Take a star and put it on your shoulders. And these stars are invisible. Only you can see and you can feel it. Feel
So
proud of
basically,
it.
it's a self-confidence you're talking about. It's required the first thing to start a business.
Yes, you need to have self-confidence and commitment. Yes.
Excellent. Okay, we have the next last speaker for the day. She is online with us right now. She's from Kolkata, India, and she's a content writer. She's a photographer, and okay, here we have her. Her name is Rukaiya.
Hello.
And Rukaiya is our last speaker for the day. How are you, Rukaiya?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. How's Kolkata there?
I'm actually in Mumbai right now.
Oh,
not
you're in
Calcutta.
Mumbai right now. Okay, but you're originally
Yeah.
from Kolkata, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Rukaiya, we also have questions for you, but since you are not there, so we were having a series of questions with the other speakers. My next question is actually for Mrs. Alifia. Ms. Alifia, since you're very popular on social media and every single day we see your stories, we see your videos, I have a very important question for you. I'm sure you must be having a lot of unwanted attention and very lot of inappropriate messages on your DMs and on your emails from people you don't want, and it really takes your focus away. It really makes you angry. And this question is actually for all our viewers right now, because a lot of home-based ladies, they have Instagram account, they have Facebook, and they keep on getting series of unwanted messages. How do you deal with them?
Absolutely. This is a major part of being on social media. If you're a woman, I don't know about men, how they, whether they receive such messages or emails or not, but yes, women do. And firstly, it takes a lot to be out there. It's a challenge, and you're only surviving because you're focused. So, like you said, how do you focus on your work when so many things are when a woman is bombarded with comments which are not necessary, or so what you do is just keep your focus on the goal. You are on Instagram, you are on Facebook for a goal. You're there to let people talk about your brand. If there's anybody talking about anything else, you just ignore. Luckily now I have something known as ignore comments, block comments. That works in my favor.
Okay.
And yeah, so not losing sight of the main reason why you're there and why you're there and what you want to do there. Everything else is just secondary and it's all just blurring around me. I don't really focus on that.
Okay, so that is your message for the audience right now. That just ignore
Yeah.
those messages. Don't bother to answer them. Just block, delete them.
No. Yes, absolutely.
Okay. My question is for Mrs. Maria. There are a lot of people who would say that I'm not very good with social media. I don't know how to set up an account, and I still want to do business. So can I still do home-based business using the WhatsApp and whatever contacts we have? Can you just shed a light on this, Mrs. Maria, please?
Yeah. So what I would say is that you don't even need WhatsApp to start a business. All you need is yourself. But the thing is that unless you do some kind of marketing for yourself, your business is not really going to take off. Now, the best kind of marketing, in my opinion, is word of mouth. But the thing is that like you are bound to buy a product from someone that you know and trust rather than seeing a big ad somewhere. So the thing is that with word to mouth, it's like one on one. I say something to someone, and that person conveys it to someone else. But because of social media, because of Facebook, because of Instagram, it's rather than one on one, it's like 1 to 100, and then those 100 people can convey to another 100 people. So you're kind of getting a boost in your marketing, and plus it's free. So why wouldn't you want to use it?
Okay, that's a great way to start a business for home base. We have a viewer online right now, and that person has a question for one of our guest speaker. Can we have the viewer, please? Okay, we are taking some time to get that viewer. Meanwhile, we can direct another question for. Okay, coming back to Dr. Zainab,
Yeah.
how vital was your family support for this particular business? What you started?
Like you said in the starting, that behind every man is a woman. I would say that behind every successful woman is a whole family. You know, it's
Wow.
it's a contribution of every family member to your success. You cannot survive in this market without their support. Starting from my father, he has always forced me or told me to get educated. You know, he said that nothing will be there but education. You know, if you want to survive any crisis, any climate, any weather, it's education which is always going to be there with you. So get educated. And he wanted all of us to get educated. My mother, who would support me and right now also would give me one call and, you know, make me realize that, okay, I'm also a mother and I need to do things. Have you done this? Yes. Okay, you've done this, and then move on to your work. My husband has been a pillar to me. You know, he has made me. He has always been there for me, and sometimes when I'm down and not working, he's like, I don't like you this way. Please change. Please do something. And then, you know, I remember that when I deliver, I have 3 daughters, and when I delivered and I was on bed, with my daughter, he brought this Rubik's cube to me, that you solve this, but you do something. You know, I can't see you not doing anything. You know, you are an achiever, and he would always be there for me to inspire me and bring that negativity out of me, and, you know, push me again as positive. My children, they're always there. They like, Ammi, we are proud of you. You're a principal, and they want to be a principal one day. So, you know, that boosts your inner self and makes you go on and on because of your family. Of course, they're very, very important to you.
So we can see your achievements right now. You've been having an outstanding achievement award in education by IBC New Delhi. Then you have worked with Surat. Okay, that's a noble cause. It's a Surat Pratapti Cleanliness Project with the CM, and she appreciated you. Amazing. Then we can see a
Yes,
series of
Mayor.
awards. Yeah. So, okay, now my next question is for Mrs. Alifia. Mrs. Alifia, I did some sneaking behind your back, and I tried to find out what other activities you are into. And I came to know that you are doing a lot of other things. There's particularly a Project Rise, which you have worked on. Can we have that on screen, please? Okay, so that's Mrs. Alifia Bol. She had done this particular initiative for a lot of kids, and you can see a lot of families. She goes out and she speaks and she meets them. Now, a very important question is, how important are these activities as a business owner? Like, for example, you have a business at the same time when you go out and you help people. What impact are you giving out to the audience out there?
Okay, so when you're a business owner, there has to be something known as value added services. I believe in value added services. But these value added services are not services that you're offering people in barter to the payments they make. It is also how you are going and helping your community, people of your society, people of your country. At the end of the day, that's going to mold and shape uh, you into the person you are going to be, and it's definitely a big part of promoting yourself. Imagine you putting yourself on another platform. So the first time when I worked with Project Rise, I had no clue it's going to be visible to the world. So the official website telecasted this program and it went viral. And that's one of the reasons I got popularity in those few months. So sometimes something done to help your business grow. So always look forward to adding some value to yourself and to your business by serving the society at large, and not just selling your products or selling your services.
So true.
So true, so true. Okay, now we have the viewer online, and that viewer has particular questions for Miss Rukaiya. She's a young girl, and she also wants to start like you. She wants to have a kind of presence which you have on social media. So it's better if she can ask you this question directly. Can we have the live viewer, please?
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Khadija. How are you today?
Fine, fine. How are you?
I'm fine. Khadija, where are you from?
Dubai, UAE.
Khadija, who's your? I believe your question is directed to Miss Rukaiya.
Yes.
Please ask.
My question is, as a young achiever, how important was social media in establishing your career?
I think social media is what made me start everything that I'm doing right now, from the photography to content writing. I started my Instagram page just as a hobby that turned into a profession eventually. So I think it played an important part in my life. And you can definitely, like, if you want to start something, today Instagram is a great opportunity to just showcase your talent.
Yeah, I'll keep that in mind.
I hope Khadija, she has answered your question.
Yes, she has. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Please, everybody, I request all the viewers to stay till the end because we have a few surprises for all the guys who have registered right now, who was listening to us live. So please, I request, don't exit. Stay till the end of the webinar. There is a very important thing, an announcement that is going to be made, and it's going to benefit all of you. Rukaiya, I have Miss Rukaiya, one more question I have for you. I have seen your Instagram page, and it's very neatly designed. Do you design it?
Thank you. Yes, it's all me. I'm very particular about my aesthetics. So I plan a lot before posting. I make sure that it's color coordinated, it's uniformed, and yeah, I work a lot behind that.
So tell me, how, when a young generation, when a let's say a millennial is there, if a kid who starts using from the age of 15 till the age of 25, what kind of content do they look for, and what kind of people they want to follow?
It depends what inspires them. I can talk about myself. I personally love attractive pictures. If like I really like unique content. If I see that, I definitely follow a person. So it just depends on what inspires a particular person. They follow that kind of account. Art, photography, writing, whatever.
Okay. I want to come back to Dr. Zainab.
Yeah.
Dr. Zainab, since you own a school, okay, and I'm sure you encourage. I read that you encourage kids to involve in a lot of other activities like martial arts. Are there? You want them to learn some music instruments, and there's that
right.
diversity should be there in there, not only education-wise, academic-wise, there plus extracurricular activities also. So there must be times when, for example, you are a mother yourself, and when do you realize that you have to wear a hat of a mother, or where you have to wear a hat of a teacher or of a principal? How do you identify what kind of role you need to play at that particular time?
So, as a business owner, and every business owner, I would say, has inevitably a lot of hats to wear. And along with all those hats you wear, there is one permanent hat on your head, is a hat of a homemaker. So a businesswoman is first a homemaker. I'm sure all the ladies here would believe me and are with me
Yes.
on this,
Yes.
because we are
Absolutely.
businesswomen. We see to it that our home is on place. You know, all the things are well organized. Everything, every person in the family is getting what, and then we move out of the house or we give time to our work. This is one thing. And as like I said, as a business owner, you have other many hats. You have a hat of a director who's taking decisions. You have a hat of a salesperson who is looking after the media or the purchasing books and furniture, and sometimes you have to be wear hats of a clerk, of accountant, and sometimes a cook of the school. So you need to shift these hats and manipulate and play with these hats and juggle with them all the time, keeping in mind that your homemaker hat is always on your head. Along with that, you need to later on you need to find the right person for the right hat, and this is a very, very important decision to take. Sometimes it happens that that hat is not fitting that person and it is going off. That is the time you need to change the head. You change that person. It is difficult to do that, but because it is a hierarchy and there's a chain in it, I've always learned that that one person who's bringing the negativity or not doing work is affecting others. So it's good that you change for the betterment of the entire this. But yes, the hat are always on your hat and you're juggling with it all the time, 100%.
Okay, we have some questions popping up on the live screen, and I'm trying to take some interesting ones. There's one particular person she had asked. My question is for Mrs. Maria. She says that she's a housewife. She's at home and she does not know what to do, but she does definitely wants to do something. What would your message be?
um I also started out like you, and when I started this business, I was also a new housewife, and I had no idea what I wanted to do in my life. And Rida just sort of started as a hobby, and I got constant encouragement from my family. And once I realized that I'm actually good at this, I started taking it seriously. And then I just started thinking of ways on how I could make it big, how I can make it successful. And that is what I put my focus and hard work into. So as soon as you find something that you're good at, just give it your 100% focus and hard work, and you'll be successful.
Okay, my next question is again for Mrs. Maria. I checked that every second person is on Instagram selling Ridas, and I believe
Yeah.
everybody has business, because I know my wife, she is following at least 50 of Rida sellers on Instagram, and she's been checking on different designs, and every time she's buying from somebody else. Now, you being MZ Ridas, and you are very popular, and my wife was specifically saying that she really likes your collection and your design. Now, how do you manage to keep up with the competition?
Okay, to be honest, I have never concerned myself with competition. I mean, I do love the work that designers put up. I admire, I always compliment, but I've never concerned myself with competing or being better than others. I don't concern myself with the number of followers I have or what the latest trend is going on. My ultimate focus, my only focus, is to provide best customer service and quality products to my customers. And that is essentially how I promote myself as a brand as well, being honest and being myself. And that is what has always worked for me.
That's an amazing insight about business. You're definitely motivating a lot of young people who wants to start, and it's a very nice thing to do. My next question is for Rukaiya. Miss Rukaiya, you are a photographer, right?
Yeah.
Now, as a photographer, the biggest competition for you is the latest cameras, the latest phone cameras which people have. Now, you as a professional photographer, when you go and approach clients, there are people who are offering those services using the phone. So how do you justify your work versus what the cheap phone cameras?
I think if you're doing professionally, you can't do that with a phone camera. You need a professional camera because this is the quality that you get with that. That phone cameras cannot compete professionally I don't think brands that approach professionals are looking for phone photography at all.
So how do you convey to your customers that this is what I'm offering and this is what you like the pixelation are there, resolutions are there. By the way, this question is actually coming from one of our viewers because she is also a professional photographer.
Well, I honestly haven't experienced that. I don't have to explain. I just have to put my work out there on Instagram. So whoever approaches me knows that what kind of quality they're gonna get if they work with me.
Okay. Mrs. Alifia, how are you?
Yeah. Yes, good.
See, I have
Positive.
always seen you. Yeah, exactly. Now, my next question is on the same positive attitude of yours. We have seen you have always been smiling. I'm sure you must be stressed at work. You must be having stress from home. Then you travel so many places. You meet a lot of people. How do you keep up the same positive energy as a businesswoman?
How do you keep up? Oh God. Okay. Firstly, focus on good things, no matter how small they are. Just focus on good things. Secondly, taking each failure as a lesson. That is something that keeps me going. And thirdly, getting good sound sleep
So the sleep is very
keeps
important,
me
right?
sane. Very important. Yeah, sound sleep.
That is one of your secret of always smiling.
Yes.
Mrs. Maria, uh, I would like to ask a question on behalf of one of our viewers. How important is cash business, and how much funds is required to start a business? These are two questions for you.
Okay, so start a business. Well, if it is a home based business like me, the beauty of a home based business is that you don't need a lot to start with. I started with only just one Rida, which costed me around 900 rupees, and today I design about 80 to 100 Ridas a month. So you don't need a lot. And as for cash flow, of course, in any business you need on time payments, because you have further people to pay to. Like, I have to pay my tailors, I have to pay my karigars for the fabrics that I purchase. So initially, I used to be very okay with the whole thing. Okay, there, because I don't have a website where people can pay and then get the product. It's normally like they book, they pay, and then they get the product. So I would have to sometimes wait a couple of days, sometimes weeks for payments. That put a strain on my business. So now I've become very strict about this, that I only prioritize customers who can pay immediately for my product, and then I book that Rida for them.
Okay, we're going to ask one question to Dr. Zainab, and then you are going to take one viewer online. Um what skills you recommend our online viewers right now as a teacher, as a principal, as a director of a school? What skills are necessary? What mindset? Again, I'm going to talk about it. Mindset, we already spoke. We're going to speak about business skills.
Okay.
And do you offer those kind of courses, or these courses available online, or they're available in any places where people can learn and they can resume and they can really benefit in the business?
So the skills you need to start a business is that the first thing is that you have to be a learner. We are all lifelong learners, and we learn at every moment. You need to keep learning to enhance your business. I just recently did a caricature a course, a cartooning course, because I wanted to teach my children, because we're doing this storytelling session in our school. And I
Wow.
wanted to show them that how you draw, because when you draw faces, they always draw those two dots in a smiley. I wanted to bring that expressions in their faces, so that if you want to draw anger, how you draw. If you want to draw that you are stressed, how you draw. Excitement brings your eyebrows up. So wanted to show all this to them. And I especially went to Mumbai to do this course, and I came back and my sir was like, you really came from Surat for this course, and you need to keep learning. I did this graphology course wherein I could understand the emotions behind the handwriting of the children, so that I could build up on that. We do a lot of counseling on the basis of these handwritings they do. So yes, you need to keep on learning things to enhance your business. The other thing is that you have to be a good communicator, like all the ladies you have said, that you need to approach your audience that this is my product. Again, not and never bluff. Say the right things, but you need to reach up to them. You need to communicate, talk to people about this is my product and I'm going to sell this. Also, when you have issues, talk to the right person, not everyone, but talk to the right person and ask them about the issues that I'm having these problems and how do I resolve it. There are people who are there to help you out with those problems. Also, be creative. Business people are risk takers. They think out of the box. They think what like how Instagram is. There's so much of creativity there. Sometimes displaying the ridas on beach or in the garden, or having these collaborations together. They think every day. We all think every day that how I'm going to enhance my business, how I'm going to put the same thing up on media, but in different ways, so that people get attracted to me, and again have trust. Trust is one thing which will always do the right thing.
Okay,
Again,
I noticed that you're constantly you're emphasizing on the word about quality. You're talking about trust. You're talking about authenticity. I'm going to come back to on that question again. We have a viewer online. Can we have the viewer, please? Okay, we have Miss Zainab Huzaifa. How are you today?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm fine. Where are you from, Zainab?
I'm currently in Indore, but I'm from Bombay.
Okay, Miss Zainab, your question, and who are you going to ask this question to?
I would like to ask Miss Maria bin Zaveri that, as you know, that we are already a business community that are. So I want to ask you whether before you started your business, did you believe that you were already a businesswoman, that the skills that you needed to do your business, did you find them that you already had those skills because you were working as a woman in a house?
Well, the thing is that I've seen my mom work, I've seen my sister work. Everyone in my family is either a professional or has a business. So I've always been brought up in that atmosphere. Plus, I was always encouraged also to either run a business or, the focus was a lot on education. And even I'd never got to complete my education, but I was pursuing a finance degree at American University in Dubai. So, I always kind of had those skills. I just never knew that I would be using it for a Rida business.
Thank you.
So I hope, Zainab, Mrs. Maria has answered your question. We have one question online. It's by Alifia Abdul Qadir. She says that I have a question for all of them. How did they know in what sort of industry they have to start their business? Anybody would like to answer this question, please?
Yeah. So in my case, it was, and like I said, I was substituting. My principal would call me to substitute teachers, and there I realized that this is something which I like it, and didn't know that I'm going to be a principal and an owner someday. But it just happened because you're passionate about one thing and you go into it. You learn, study, and the experiences and the challenges, opportunities which you take. When I went to Dombivli and they asked me to start a school, I had never started a school. I was just a teacher in a school, didn't know what to do. But you ask people about it, you read about it, and then you suddenly got into it. And the time it makes you get into it, and then you realize that this is what I wanted to do.
Great. Okay, there's another question. Again, my question is for dietitian Alifia. I really want to upload my videos, but I'm scared with other part of people who will make fun of it. Very interesting question.
So already thinking of it, makes me laugh because I think all of us, all women can relate to this.
So true.
Being a dietitian, I've always this topic is anyways close to my heart, to have a good positive self-image. You can be the best, you can be the most hilarious, you can be the most skillful, and yet there will always be a part of a section of society that thinks you're not good enough. So just forget what anybody else thinks of you. If you feel you want to do it, you have the skill, you have the mindset, because it takes a lot of hard work, it takes a lot of courage to do it. Go ahead and do it. There will always be somebody to pull you down, but there'll be 5 others who lift you up. So do not worry of the unforeseen. Believe in yourself and go for it.
So I believe that has answered the question for be the best you motivation. I really wish that person had written that name over there. Okay, we're going to take one more question. It's by Ibrahim Bastawala. The question is to Ruqayya Bain. since the professional content are heavy, how do they stay updated with the knowledge quotient? What keeps you motivated? That question is for Ms. Rukaiya.
I'm sorry, since their professions are content heavy, okay.
Yeah.
I still don't get the question. Can you get the question again?
The question he means to say is that how do you keep up with the creativity, because you have to constantly keep up the knowledge what's going on in the market and how you are.
Research. Everything with content writing, everything is research based. I actually really enjoy that process. When I come across a topic that I have to write, but I have no idea about it, I go completely, I research about it hours and hours, and then I write, which is very interesting. I keep learning something new every time.
So let's say if you get in touch with a client and that client wants to comes up with an idea. So how much you're involved with the planning process? You do an entire planning, or you ask the customers what they want from it? How does the whole thing work?
It goes both ways. They give me ideas, I give them suggestions, and then we come up with something great together.
Excellent. We have another viewer. We're going to take that person online. Can we have her online, please? Okay, so we have Zainab Moiz Ratanpurwala. How are you?
Good. How are you all? I'm
We are
so
fine.
glad to be.
Good.
Where are you from?
Hello.
Hi. I'm from Sharjah, UAE.
Okay, and Zainab, your question is for who?
Yeah, it's for Miss Alicia Bhol. Yes. Hello. Hi. Yes. The question is that what is
Hello.
your take?
Hi.
Yeah. The question for me is that what is your take on a partnership-based business model? As I am running an event company, Zaitoon Event, and I am in a partnership with my husband. Like we are doing this business together. So, do you have any suggestions or any query about like how do you do this partnership based?
Okay, I think I can reframe the whole question. Mrs. Alicia, I think her question she means to say is that what are the benefits of having a partnership business? Because she is with her husband and her husband understands her and they're compatible. Maybe that is why they started the business together. But what happens for people who are having an idea, they have a great idea, okay, and they might have some resources. So do you recommend them to get into partnership? And if yes, what are the benefits of having this partnership?
I mean, yeah. So just like her, me and my husband do share a business. And apart from my Nutrial clinic, I am also a partner with my husband in his business. But yes, it's for the people who spouses are not involved in their partnership and it's with somebody else. Definitely, why not? If you have the same goal, same vision, definitely go for it. It also decreases business risk. There are two people involved, so works well in that area as well. There's a lot of amalgamation of ideas, ventures. So I think partnership is a cool idea.
Okay, I think it also when you go on with partnership, it really distributes the risk factor also. And some days when one partner is high on energy and other partner is low on energy, so that the high on energy can motivate the other person and they both can grow together.
Absolutely.
Because I myself always have been in partnership, and there are worst days which I've seen in businesses. And if my partner was not there, then maybe I would have closed the doors and left long back. We have an online person who's asking a question. My question is for Rukaiya Bain. What are the pros and cons of freelancing? And is freelancing lucrative? It's a very interesting question from Yasmin Bain.
Well, I personally don't think there's any cons with freelancing. I love freelancing. It gives me the freedom to do anything with my life and also work. So, and I think there's a lot of scope these days with freelancing more than jobs. So, yeah.
Okay. And how do you cope up with people who they get things done with you and they are not satisfied at all? They constantly find issues with your work and they're always criticizing, this is not right, that is not right, and they are not sure on what they want. How do we deal with those kind of people?
Well, you always get a few clients like that. You just have to deal with it. Like, you have to be patient with them. Sometimes you have to just let them go eventually. If they're not satisfied with your work, it's fine. It's their call. But I think I personally come out very few of them, like some people like that.
In case if you face such a client where the customer himself is not clear on what that person wants it for, while that person says I make this color, I want this particular way, and then you do it that way, and then they say no, it's not looking nice, I want something else. And how do you deal with those people? Do you go and upfront tell them that okay, I cannot work more like this, or what? How do you deal with it?
Well, that issue usually is faced by designers. So I'm not a designer, thankfully. With writing, mostly people are satisfied with what they get, and if they're not, I can just rewrite something. It's fine, which is a very rare case in with me. And photography, it works out. It's like I show them my demo before taking on a client. You show them your exam samples, right? Like this is what I can do, and if they like it, only then they give you the work. So yeah, I mean.
Okay, I hope that answers the question of Mrs. Yasmin. Now, I've seen a lot of pop-ups coming up saying that you ladies are very inspiring. You ladies are doing good work. So you can have a round of applause for all the ladies right now. I think Mrs. Maria Zaveri has been quiet for a very long time, so I want to ask her one question. Okay, it's a very important question, and I think it's going to help a lot of people right now. How do you communicate to your customer the difference between a quality and a price?
Yeah. Okay. So I have a reputation for selling expensive ridas. Okay, I'm kind of people have a lot of complaints regarding my prices, but you know what they say, that quality comes at a price. And like I said, that my focus always with my business has been to deliver quality products and services to my clients. So like you asked Ruqayya bin, like if someone's not happy with what she has created or something, what does she do? So even I do get a lot of clients who are not happy sometimes with what they receive, like there is a difference in the color, or the material is not what they expected it to be. So what I immediately do is I just offer them a refund, or offer them to exchange rida for another rida, no questions asked. Because I go out of my way to ensure maximum client satisfaction. And I do the same with designing as well. So I design the ridas that I design and I post on Instagram. I make sure that they are good enough for me to wear, because if it is good enough for me to wear, it is good enough for my client. So this is what I really focus on, and it's been 3 years now that I've built this sort of reputation and trust between my clients, so they don't really mind paying that premium price for my ridas, because they know that in return they're going to get top-notch quality and service.
So basically, you are again exactly, this is what Dr. Zainab also mentioned, that the trust, the quality is very important in your business. So you have highlighted that part. We have one Ms. Arwa Hussain asking a question called. My question is for again Maria Bin, for a new business, how to attract target audience.
How to target audience? See, the best way to be successful on Instagram, and I think every one of us here who have an Instagram account would say that, is to be authentic and be yourself. They say that we're all unique in our own way, and people look for that uniqueness. People look for that freshness, and the only way that you can achieve is it by being yourself. So whatever it is that your business is into, if you want to promote yourself as a brand, just be yourself, and that's it.
Excellent. My next question is for Mrs. Alifia. Ms. Alifia, since you're so busy, you're moving around business, home, and everything, what part of the year you decide that you have to take a break and you have to go for a vacation?
That is completely decided when I want to do it. I do not mix work and pleasure, and the holiday is fortunately I get to run an online diet clinic, so my team can stay in touch with me through the internet, so I get to take a vacation whenever I feel like.
So you have a dream job description right now, and you can see that she was being nominated for. So that's where you're going to take your vacation, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Dr. Zainab.
Well, we are sort of in the middle of a vacation right now, aren't we?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. But again, the same question I'm going to ask Dr. Zainab, because for her, that physical appearance is more important in a business as well as home. So what part of the year you decide to take a break?
So yes, it's the vacation time when all the students are on break. We make sure that we are also out and taking a break, because break is important. You need to go out, refresh, rejuvenate, and come back to your job. So when everyone is on a break.
when do you decide that, okay, now it's enough, I need to take a break right now, and I'm just shut off everything, shut down my school, shut down my phone, and take a long vacation?
So a long vacation, like I said, are the summer vacations. But yes, at times when you feel that you need that me time and you need your time, that space and time, I would close my bedroom and inform my family members that I need my me time. And they're all, okay, Ammi, you're not supposed to disturb Ammi at this time. And I would take a book and read, and usually my me times are in mornings at 5 o'clock. I'm a 5 a.m. person. So I get up early in the morning and do the things which I actually want to do in those early mornings. So yes, those are my short vacations.
Okay, now I'm going to ask one question, and meanwhile, I'm going to send out a message to all the viewers. Please hang on for the last 10 minutes, because we're going to, I think it's 9 minutes now precisely. So we're going to have an announcement, and it's going to benefit all of the viewers. So please don't quit, don't leave. We just have 9 more minutes to go. And I have a question for Mrs. Alifia and Mrs. Maria. If you could time travel, okay, and you can go back and change something about the way you're doing business right now, what could that be, please?
Maraben, you want to answer first?
Okay, fine. Thank you, Alifia Ben. I think I wouldn't want to change anything, because whatever happened, the good and the bad, whatever that happened brought me to where I am today. So I don't want to change anything.
Okay, we both are exactly on the same tangent. I wouldn't want to change anything, because this was an unplanned journey. I started being myself. There was no plan A, there was no plan B. At every step I took, I was just speaking my heart. And I think we do not amend decisions that are made by the heart. So I don't want to go back and change anything that I did.
But Alifia Ben, I have a question for you. How do I lose weight without giving up on carbs, fat, and doing exercise? I mean, like Zainab bin said that she's a 5 a.m. person. I'm a 3 a.m. person. As in, I go to sleep at 3 a.m. So I don't have a lot of time in the day for exercise. So how do I lose weight?
See, get your sleep well. Are you sleeping for 8 hours?
No.
So start with that. You got to sleep for 7 to 8 hours, good sound sleep. Don't skip your carbs. You can have your carbs, but take your protein first. Then you move on to the carbs. And try to have some good fats in the diet, like your almonds and walnuts, and some fiber-rich seeds. So your flax seeds, and I can't believe I'm talking all that right now. I can just start and not stop.
I'm here.
I think I'm going to call Mariaben after this.
I'll DM you.
Yeah.
Okay. We have one question for Mrs. Alifia, and I think that person, I'm going to tell her that please get in touch with Mrs. Alifia on her Nutrial clinic. I mean, the person is asking that you are looking for interns for your online clinic. So all these questions can be directly, you can get in touch with her through her Instagram account. Okay, there is one person asking, I want to ask Ruqayya Ben, how do you go about blogging on a website, and how is it different from copywriting?
I don't have much knowledge with copywriting, but blogging is, you can just get a WordPress website and start blogging. You can write whatever you want, whatever field you want to write in, and you can post it online. It's very simple these days.
You know what is the best part about I like about Miss Ruqayya? She simplifies everything so easily. She makes it sound so easy for all of our audience that, you know, for us, we feel it's so complicated. And she said, just go ahead and do it. Just Google it. Just go and do it. So that's an attitude. I really like that attitude. Yeah. We have a viewer online right now. And then we're going to take one question from Miss Tahira. First, we're going to speak to this viewer right now. Can we have the viewer, please? Hi, Miss Alifia. How are you?
Hi, how are you? I'm fine. How are you?
I'm fine. Miss Alifia, where are you from?
I am from Indore.
Miss Alifia, your question is for who, and what is your question?
My question is for everyone on the panel. I wanted to ask about how do you guys strike a work-life balance given your busy schedules and family life? And so I just wanted to understand about work-life balance and how do you enforce it in your lives?
Okay, I think Dr. Zainab could answer that question first.
So yes, I and my husband, we are both 5 a.m. people, and we get up in the morning. We do all our chores in the morning. We discuss all the things about the day in the morning. You know, when the children are sleeping, and we discuss what is to be done. We have our to-do list, and we follow the list religiously. And then we have our Sundays and Saturdays where we need to do all the other chores and other things. So and everything is organized. Every person knows what is to be done. Of course, there I have a maid in house who's taking care of other household chores also. And my children are with me in school, so I've done a job, taken up something where my children are with me all the time. So I take them to school, bring them back home with me. This is how we manage, you know. So the mornings are very important for us. This is how we plan.
And the same question for Mrs. Alifia.
So whenever we talk about balance, that's work and home. They both are teamworks. When you're at work, it's a teamwork, and when you're at home, it is again a teamwork. What I understood when I had to balance these two lives, I had to be vocal. If something was not going right at home, I was vocal about it. You speak to your family, you cannot assume things or get frustrated. There's no scope for getting frustrated that, oh, something's wrong at my home and I can't deal with it. Get vocal about your feelings, start having an arrangement at home, at work, and then the work-life balance becomes pretty easy.
Okay, and Mrs. Maria, we just have another 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, exactly what Alifia Bin said, that you have to sort of communicate with your family about what you need and what you don't. And I live in a joint family, so alhamdulillah, I have the support of my mother-in-law and my husband. And without them, I wouldn't really be able to do all this. Like, even right now, my 2-year-old wants to come inside, but my mother-in-law is with him and she's making sure that he doesn't come inside the room. So you need that family support. You cannot do it without it.
That's right.
Okay, there's a question from our viewers, Ms. Tahira. She says that the question is to Dr. Zainab. If your parents of a child are not educated enough to cope up with today's education model, and you still want the best for the kids, how do you handle, and what is the advice to those parents?
Okay. It's not important to be educated to educate your children. You know, right now, my children, what they are learning right now is something I didn't learn when I was young. You know, the math they are learning, the science they are learning, it's all different. But you need to become facilitators of your children. You know, you kind of facilitate them and arrange things for them so that they are better educators. You know, all the parents are never educated. Of course, my parents were educated, but even if parents are not educated, you give them the right platform to get educated. You know, send them to the right school, see to it that they are studying well, make their right schedules, give them proper food, proper nutrition, so that they study well. See to, if you're not knowing, take advice of educators. You know, that which school should I put my child to, what should I do with my child now. And in the afternoons, I feel that afternoons are always in tuitions. You know, I see children, they're going to school, then coming home, going for tuitions, and then doing homework of school and tuition. Why you need tuitions when you're already going to school and paying for it? Rather, your afternoon should be busy in doing sports and doing other skills and learning skills. The more the skills you learn, you know, this world is all about skills nowadays. So even if you're not educated, you can find and felicitate your children to proper education. Talk to an educator if you want to.
Excellent. So you know how to get in touch with Dr. Zainab. It's her Instagram account is there.
Of course, I can.
Yeah, it's Dr.Zainab Najmi. You guys can get in touch with her directly. Okay, now we are just having the last minute of our webinar. Can we have the announcement from Mrs. Alifia, please, for our viewers?
Yeah, sure. So it's a flat 30% discount on 1 month, 2 months, and 3 months diet programs by Nutrial for everyone who registered and were a part of this webinar.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So all our viewers right now who are watching us can avail this flat 30% discount from our generous Mrs. Alifia Bol, and her Instagram ID is there. You can go follow her, you can send her, you can bombard her with your messages, and she'll definitely get back to you on this. Our next announcement is for Dr. Zainab, please.
Yes. So what we do is, of course, being an educator, I also counsel students, children above 12 years. We counsel them to help them to what kind of education they want to pursue later on, or if they're having some emotional issues or they want to get counsel. We do their multiple intelligence test first. We do their handwriting analysis, and then we counsel them to help them out. Just to find out that, okay, after your 10th, what more you want to do. So in this occasion, I would rather want to give a 20% discount to all the counseling sessions which we take.
Wow. So you can avail that 20% discount
Excellent.
on multiple intelligence testing and counseling. And I'm going to definitely ask for more discount from Dr. Zainab.
Of course.
Okay, we are done with that 1 hour webinar session. I want to really thank all of our audience with that
Thank you so much.
I want to thank Mrs. Alifia. I want to thank Ms. Maria. I want to thank Ms. Rukaiya. I want to thank Dr. Zainab. Thank you for coming and sharing your wonderful.
Thank you so much for having us here.
Thank you.
We really
It's
enjoyed
a
it.
pleasure
We
to
really
be
enjoyed.
between such wonderful ladies, and great job, Yusuf Bhai.
Thank you so much, Mr. Siri.
Thank you so much,
You
Yusuf
people are
Bhai. It
doing a
was a lot of
wonderful
fun.
job. Yeah. So you are all signing off for now. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Bye.